Wilds of Eldraine is quickly becoming the most anticipated standard set in 2023. With its amazing cards, beautiful art styles, and some very fun new mechanics, and adventure, one of those really cool old ones, it is looking absolutely amazing. With the bonus sheet Enchanting Tales, it might even be pushing this set into Masters territory. Let's have a look at it.
The Wilds of Eldraine preview started out really strong with some extremely powerful card and a very sought after return of the adventure mechanics. And we also have the bonus slot, the Enchanting Tales. And this bonus slot has found its way into all kinds of boxes. That means that you're going to get the Enchanting Tales bonus slot in both draft, set and collector. And furthermore, you're getting it at the normal price point. And we are looking very much forward to this set. The draft archetypes also look really fun, and they have been closely knitted together with the fairy tale stories that they have drawn the inspiration from, and this is also looking really interesting. A lot of these cards are really powerful. One might even say broken, and we are certain that some of these cards are going to find their way into your decks. So let's look at the cards.
The main set for Wilds of Eldraine has some truly spicy cards in it, and we actually had quite a difficult time going down to only 5 cards that we think are extraordinarily interesting, because in fact all of the mythic cards for this set do look pretty spicy. We have picked 5 cards that we think will see a lot of play, and maybe even one that might get banned because it's so powerful. The twins featured pretty heavily already in Throne of Eldraine, and they are back for Wilds of Eldraine. I am of course speaking about both Will and Rowan. They share our top slot, our number 1 space for the best card in the main set, because they are very powerful, and especially Will, we feel like he might actually get banned at some point if he gets a lot of play and is as powerful as we think he is.
And Goldspan Dragon is back. Oh, no, wait. It's not Goldspan Dragon. Oh, it's Decadent Dragon. 4/4 flying trample, and it makes you treasure every time it attacks. This is a really spicy card, and it's going to see a lot of play. Especially treasure decks are going to love this card.
Card number 3 on our list is Agatha's Soul Cauldron. If you have any kind of creatures manners deck and you have +1/+1 counters on them, for instance if you have like an elf deck or a goblin deck with +1/+1 counters, it gets pretty spicy. Imagine if all your cards were a Priest of Titania, or maybe even Crinkle Mob Boss. You can see how that gets out of hand pretty quickly.
And speaking of fun things to do with a graveyard, we have the Virtue of Persistence. This card is a removal card, a little life gain on top of it, and it's a graveyard reanimator card, and it's going to be absolutely bonkers. Of course, the converted mana cost for casting it is a bit high, but having a card that every turn gives you the ability to take a card from any graveyard and put it into play under your control is just absolutely broken. And this is going to find a home somewhere for certain.
Moonshaker Cavalry. Finally, White has its own Craterhoof Behemoth, and we're loving it. I know I'm going to see if this card can fit into any of my decks because it is really powerful. That was our top 5 cards from the main set of Wilds of Eldraine, but we're interested in knowing what card do you think is the most interesting card, and what do you want to put into your decks immediately when it releases? Let us know down in the comment section.
What is going to be really fun in the Wilds of Eldraine is of course drafting, and we're going to see 10 different draft archetypes. And to help you draft, Wizards of the Coast have made something called a signpost uncommon that is going to help you determine what colors you're going to draft into. And if you don't know what a signpost uncommon is, that is an uncommon card with a buff power level that is going to fit some specific draft type. At the drafting table, if you're being handed a signpost uncommon from your buddy next to you, that means that they are definitely not drafting into that color pair, and that should make it a little more safe for you to build around it.
If you're getting any value out of our video here, please consider smashing that like button and becoming a subscriber right here. And if you want to support the channel a little further because you've been here a while and watched a few videos, you can also become a YouTube channel member for under $3 a month, and we would really appreciate it. Thank you.
In the Throne of Eldraine, the focus was on single-colored draft archetypes, but in the Wilds of Eldraine, the focus is on dual-colored draft archetypes. So we're just going to tell you what you can expect from the 10 draft archetypes, and also what fairy tale story the different archetypes are paired with.
Our first draft archetype is built around the story of Little Red Riding Hood, and it is red-green and This draft archetype cares about big power level +4 creatures, and you're going to be looking for this signpost uncommon, Ruby Daring Tracker.
The next draft archetype is white-black. It's coupled with the fairy tale of Snow White. This archetype cares about the bargain and the sacrifice mechanic, and the signpost uncommon is called Never Stalked by Nightmares. And in this draft archetype we also have a mythic card, and that is Ariette of the Giant Apple, that's going to function really well.
The green-blue archetype cares about ramping up to +5 mana spells. That's going to be the main mechanic for this archetype. And the signpost uncommon for this one is Trojan Gusty Explorer, and the whole archetype is built around Jack and the Beanstalk as a fairy tale story.
Next up is the draft type black-green, and this archetype is a mid-range and cares about the food mechanic. It's built around the fairy tale of Hansel and Gretel, and the signpost uncommon is Greta, Sweet Tooth Scourge.
The blue-white archetype is built over the Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale, The Snow Queen. And for this one, you're going to be looking for the signpost uncommon, Shayra, the Numbing Depths. And she also has a mythic that she plays really well into and synergizes with, which is going to be Hilda, one of the 3 witches.
Next up is Fairy Control, and this is black-blue. Ooh, we just love those color pairings, right? The signpost uncommon is Opera, Dreaming Duelist, and there's also a mythic card being coupled with this, and that is Talion, the Kindly Lord.
The next color pair is red-white, and it's all about the aggro and the celebration. And you're going to be looking for the signpost uncommon, Ash, the Party Crasher. And this is built around the story of Cinderella.
Next up is the Celestia color pair, green-white, and this is built around the roles and the creature enchantments. The signpost uncommon is Sir Armand the Redeemer, and the draft archetype is built around Beauty and the Beast.
So, for the blue and red archetype, we are looking at the Sorcerer Apprentice as the main fairy tale, and this archetype cares about instants and it cares about adventures. You're going to be looking for Johann Apprentice Sorcerer if you want to draft this one and use that as your signpost uncommon.
Last draft archetype is black-red, and this is all about the red tokens and the aggro. It's built around the fairy tale of the Pied Piper of Hamelin. The signpost uncommon is Totentanz, Swarm Piper.
That was all the draft archetypes, and now we're getting into something even more spicy. This was, as promised in the introduction, the one thing that might actually be pushing Wilds of Eldraine into Masters territory. It is the bonus sheet of Enchanting Tales. 63 cards that are all reprints, and they're only going to be legal in the sets that they're already legal in. But there are some really banger cards among them, and for once you can actually get all of these in all of the different box types.
You're going to get one card in a draft box. In a set box you're going to get between 1, 2, 3 of the Enchanting Tales card, and of course in a collector box you're going to get guaranteed between 3 and 4 of the Enchanting Tales. As Sophie just said, some really powerful reprints, and they are all enchantments in all the different colors. So let's get into those. There are a lot of great cards in the Enchanting Tales slot, so it was really hard to narrow it down to just 5, and also just narrowing down to just 1 of each color. But we have done our best, and here is the list that we think are the best Enchanting Tales cards, 1 card from each color.
We're going to start up with the best color, of course, which is red. And of course, we had to choose Blood Moon. This is an incredibly powerful card, and the art style is really beautiful for this card.
In black, we are getting a reprint of Sanguine Bond, and that is going to be great for all those life gain, life drain decks out there.
And in blue, we're getting Kindred Discovery, and this is extremely powerful and a great reprint to see at a standard price.
And in white, we're going to see Greater Oromancy, and that card is going to be great for all those enchantment creature decks out there.
In green, you're going to find Defense of the Heart. This card is also really good, and we can already see a few decks that we might want it for, so probably you will too.
So that was the 5 most powerful cards from Enchanting Tales that we have chosen, 1 of each color, and there's a lot to be excited for because there are a lot of more great cards out there. So let us know down in the comment section what card you're looking most forward to in the Enchanting Tales spot. We're looking really much forward to this set because we're going to see powerful cards, we're going to see fun draft environments, and we're going to see a powerful reprint at a normal price. So there's a lot of great stuff in wait for you in the Wilds of Eldraine.
And if you want to check out some other stuff, you can go have a look at this video up here where we go through all the box art and the contents of each of the different boxes to help you decide maybe which box you're going to be buying. We want to take the opportunity to thank you if you're watching this video, and thank you so much to all of our YouTube channel members. You make these videos a possibility for us to make on the weekends, and we really appreciate all the extra support that you give us. Thank you.